Hey guys, Fire here, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Invector Rhythm Galaxy. This game's currently available in the Xbox store for a price starting at $25. It's developed by Hello There Games, published by Warner Music Group, and released on February 8th of this year. So what is Invector Rhythm Galaxy? It's a rhythm-based game that features a ton of popular songs that you will play in a rhythmic styles setting as you basically hit buttons and fly through a world or scenery or environment for whatever you're playing and try to get the highest score. The game features a decent bit of songs and a lot of content for the game. It features a multiplayer mode, a single player mode, and a campaign, which is how you're going to unlock songs. And while you're playing through that campaign, you're going to have kind of a little story, but it's easily forgettable, as it's not one that, at least I really seem to care about, because all I really cared about more was getting into the songs and unlocking more to be able to play further in the game. Now, this isn't the first game like this. There was a game called Avicii, Invector, that came out a few years back, and if you're curious how the songs really kind of compare, this is the first one that has songs from multiple artists, where that one only had songs by Avicii. And honestly, I like some of the songs here, but I feel like there's definitely some misses. As you get with most music-based rhythm games, you're going to have content that's enjoyable, and then some that are just easily forgotten, and ones that you really just want to unlock, but the game's going to make you spend a good bit of time in the campaign to kind of unlock it. So through the course of the campaign, you're going to get opportunities to play any difficulty level, and then you're going to unlock different backgrounds, songs, and then various little ships that just add some cosmetic variety to the game. They don't really affect any of the gameplay. Now, speaking of gameplay, the game features a calibration system when you first boot into the game that it's going to frustrate, I think, most players, because it doesn't easily explain how to use it, as the first part makes sense, and then the second part of the calibration is just kind of there, and you don't really have to do anything, and it kind of just sets a tone for the game of confusion while you're playing. Now, as you ramp up in the difficulties, the game's going to present you with different kind of buttons, add nuances into the game that makes it harder for you to play, but ultimately isn't something that's going to be too overly difficult, as the game allows you to really play whatever difficulty you want and just enjoy yourself and have a good time. Now, if you're someone like myself who likes to aim for, besting my friends, it does feature online leaderboards, so you can see how you kind of compare against other players. I haven't really seen opportunities. Let's kind of glance at it, because honestly, I haven't dug too much into the leaderboards, but it looks like you can sort them by difficulty, or not difficulty, you can only view them kind of by global. I don't know if there's a way to kind of compare against your friends. Now, between single player and campaign, it's basically just playing the songs, so I'd encourage you to do the campaign so you can unlock songs in single player. There is a local multiplayer feature, as well as the songs to come out soon via DLC. At the current time of recording this, there isn't really any songs that you can kind of access, because if you hit the store, it just goes to nothing, so you can't really enjoy any songs in the DLC. The game does have a how to play section it's okay, but again, it's kind of, it's pretty basic, except for this horrible, again, like I said, calibrating system that just has you kind of hitting buttons. Like, this one makes sense, but then when we get through here to the next section, it gets very confusing. Now, overall with it, the game, it's got a decent bit of songs. Like I said, there are some that are more memorable than others, and you kind of get that with any rhythm-based song, but it's something that, doesn't help with the content level of where you could compare it with the Avicii Invector, which just was a stellar cast of amazing songs the whole way. Now, this is the second part of that calibration, where you kind of just adjust your latency timing. If you don't know how this stuff works, it'll get very confusing for people, so I'd maybe Google a little bit if you don't quite understand the latency stuff. There's some basic customization stuff for the game, but nothing too overly difficult. But also, don't hit this reset progress button unless you really want to, otherwise you might lose all your content. Overall, I think in Invector Rhythm Galaxy, it's a fun game. I like seeing an additional game into the series with more songs from a good variety of artists as you can play through and experience all the different difficulties. As you can see, it's a decent bit of songs, so there's quite a bit in here. Again, so some that you're gonna have heard of before, and others you're gonna just scratch your head wondering what the heck that song was. But still a good list of songs. I wish there were some better ones, but hey, maybe that's what the DLC will be for in the future. Outside of that, guys, that's my thoughts on Invector Rhythm Galaxy. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I think it's a fun game. It's a little pricey. It's $25, but you can get what you get when they need to pay for the licenses. Outside of that, I hope to see you again soon.